Hey, the Fourth is Short family. Welcome back to episode 11, week 10, Sunday recap. I'm your host, CJ, as always. And of course, we got to my right, Mr. Justin. How you feeling tonight, sir?
Good. I enjoyed some football over the weekend.
Yes, it was
Happy.
a
Monday we had some football. It was nice.
great weekend for football, as always. Real quick, little sellout moment. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know how everything's been going with all the episodes. Show us some more love. And as always, we love the support everybody has shown us over these episodes since we started, and we greatly appreciate it. We're on Spotify, getting the TikTok going. I know I've said that, but we're still getting that going. We got Twitter, all that stuff. That'll be in the description below. And
Fourth and short on Spotify.
Yes. And thank you for all the plays and follows on that one, of course. So let's get straight into it. And we're going to start off by probably my favorite game of the week. I don't know about yours, but my favorite was the Houston Texans and the Cincinnati Bengals. And boy, I'm going to start off by shouting out CJ Stroud, who is that dude. That guy is him, bro. That guy, man. I will say this is probably the first game that I actually watched CJ Stroud play, like, in depth. And that dude can play. That dude has an arm. He's very accurate. And for a young player to have just the sense of the pocket, I don't know. He looked really good and impressed me, blew me away.
I lost out on $1,000 on this.
Why? You took Cincinnati?
I had a 10-leg parlay. I hit 9 of the 10.
Ooh, what was 2 you missed?
I only missed one.
Oh, what'd you miss? What was the one?
I picked Bengals over.
Well, I mean, they could. I mean, Bengals are.
They already hit the over. It was just that
okay.
that go ahead touchdown.
I got you. Bengals are. They're like good, but they're bad.
They're looking good. Yeah,
they're so inconsistent. Like
you can't really say that because Houston's looked really good.
Houston's looked really good.
CJ Stroud's beyond his where he should be.
He looked amazing. I mean, he went 23 for 39, 356 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack. I mean, he looked very poised. The throws he was making, I was like, wow. And then some of the catches, boy, Noah Brown balled out again. 7 receptions, 172 yards. Dalton Schultz, 4 for 71.
Go
ahead.
I lost because you know how I picked him on our DFS. I accidentally forgot to take him off my bench in our sleeper league, and that's what I lost because I lost. Because I didn't start Noah Brown.
He's been on fire, boy, and I still don't understand why he was only like 4,500. That dude, like, maybe you don't like him very well if you don't like him, but the way he's been balling out these last 3 games, dude's been on fire with Nico Collins out. Tank Dell, that boy is quick. That boy, his initial burst after he catches that ball, he had that 1 touchdown. Like, I think it was like, the 5-yard line. He caught that ball, did a little shimmy, and just boom, was in that end zone. So he impressed me. John Mechie got some catches. Shout out to him. Devin Singletary balled out too for him. 30 carries, 150 yards, and 1 touchdown. That dude was running over everybody. I mean, the offensive line looked good, but his vision was great. I've seen one where he went up to the left a little bit, and there was just a slight hold to the right, and he cut back to the right and took off. And I'm telling you, he ran through 3 or 4 people, 5, 10 people all game. I seen him run multiple people over. So
on the other side of the ball, Jamar and Tyler, holy cow!
And I told you,
Tyler Boyd looked incredible. Boy, he was open.
What'd I tell you?
I mean, he had 12 targets and he went 8 for 117.
Boyd is one of those guys.
He didn't get in the end zone, but he was close.
Boyd is one of those guys. I don't think he's a superstar, but when he does get his opportunities, he does show out. He does say, hey, I can still play. I'm still here. Even though Higgins and Chase is here, I'm still that guy. Like, don't forget about me that I'm here when he gets his opportunity.
And then that shout out from last week that I said you could possibly pick up if Jamar was injured, Trenton Irwin. He still got his. He went 2 for 54 and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely got that big playability. I think he's more of like a boomer bust, for that team with Higgins and everybody out. But he does have that big playability where you could put him on the flex. You know what I mean? If you have injuries or, obviously buys and stuff, he can get you that touchdown, get you that 10 points you're missing or something. So, and then Jamar Chase, doing his thing, typical 124 yards, touchdown. Uh, Joe Burrow.
Off 5.
So, Jamar Chase doing Jamar Chase things. Joe Burrow, 27 for 40, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. The offensive line, I still don't think that is good. Through his whole career, he still has yet to have a competent offensive line. Like, they've tried. Like, I'm not going to say they haven't tried to get him help on that offensive line, but it's like that's like the one position on that whole team, especially on offense, they just can't seem to get right because they got the receivers. They got Joe Mixon at running back. They got the quarterback right. Even the tight end, it's not the greatest group of tight ends, but they're solid. They're capable of actually playing. But it seems like that offensive line is just they can't get the right pieces. Like Detroit.
I love pizza.
You like pizza?
My pieces. You said pizzas.
My bad, pieces.
No, I was
Fix that.
funny.
Then the defenses were cool. I wasn't really impressed by anybody in particular.
No. I know you ain't saying that.
I was about to point out Sheldon
Sheldon Rankins with his 3 sacks, boy, and 2 tackles for loss.
I meant as a whole.
No.
But
Yeah,
Rankins showed out.
you got to put his name in there.
Had a good game. Jonathan Grenard had 1 sack. Akuzie, 8 tackles. Mike Hilton, 8 tackles. But overall, just Trey Hendrickson was had 4 half a sack. But overall, just nobody really stood out. You know what I mean? Will Anderson had a very, very quiet game. He didn't really do much. He had 1 tackle. So shout out to Rankins for staying out. Will Anderson Jr., the rookie.
Yeah, Mr.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
rookie.
Mr. Beast.
I like it.
He got shut down.
Very good rookie. But yeah, they had 4. Burrow. The Cincinnati gave up 4 sacks, so it just plays on they're just so inconsistent. They have such a good team overall, but it's like 1 week they're really good, next week they're bad. Then they're bad 1 week, and then they're great 1 week. It's just so up and down.
I want to give a shout out to somebody on their team that took over for Fairbairn after he got injured. He was on the roster for a week and came in and won the game for Houston. Matt Amendola, the kicker, came in off a week and won that game.
Kickers had a week. Kickers had a couple games where they won it for the teams.
He won that game.
That's what's up.
I was praying he would miss, but boy, he wouldn't.
Shout out to
They tried to ice him and everything.
So, yeah, shout out to that guy. Shout out to Houston getting their win, going to 5-4, who is probably surprising everybody. I didn't think they would be like this, but C.J. Stroud is that guy, and I can officially say I am on the C.J. Stroud train after watching that game. That guy is amazing, having a great rookie year. Obviously, we will talk about this in our next episode about our award predictions and who we have so far for each award. He's probably running away with Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's probably not even close right now. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that would even be close. If Bijan, I think, got played more, he'd probably be right there. But
the same thing with Puka, but I mean, Puka, it's gonna be C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud,
there's no way that it can't be. He's in the top 5 of quarterbacks.
I mean, there's people out there talking about MVP. You know what I mean?
I don't see him being MVP this year just because of the fact that they are going to lose some of these really, really hard and close games.
Yeah,
they're not going to win it every week.
Like, he's still got a learning curve. You know what I mean?
They're better than Tennessee.
Oh, by far.
I would say they're better than the Colts. They're neck and neck, maybe with a healthy Anthony Richardson, and a healthy Jonathan Taylor. We take that, but as of right now with Gardner Minshew, the Texans and Jacksonville. That's the top 2.
I still think Jacksonville is far above Houston. That's Jacksonville's division right now. Jacksonville still got a team, even though they got blown out.
Yeah, but Jacksonville, I mean, they're only 1 win ahead of the Texans.
Yeah, I know, but I just think overall talent-wise, you know what I mean, Houston's still young. They're going to hit the wall some point this season. You know what I mean? They're still young. They're young. They're very inexperienced all across that team. I mean, I think I heard them say during the game that they've started the most rookies this year. And that's why it's such a big surprise they're doing what they're doing. Tank Dell and C.J. Richardson, both rookies, just balling out. And then Devin Singletary having a game of his life last game.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Bears next year. Bears will be starting with most rookies.
Bears, man, they got some talent. They got a bright future if done right. But
they got 2 first rounders that are coming. So,
but shout out to
they're
Stroud.
both gonna start.
Bengals got to figure something out. They're just so inconsistent. They make the playoffs. They're not gonna do anything. I don't know, but you got playoff Joe. You never know what you can't ever count Joe Burrow. He's top 3 quarterback in the league.
Oh so. Yeah. What's that face mask on behind you?
Oh, that's my Falcons.
What happened last week? Now we're getting right in to this boy's Falcons and Cardinals, boy. My boy Kyler, Baby Yoda Murray, coming back off an ACL injury. Over 350 days without playing on an NFL field. Comes back and leads the Cardinals on a game-winning drive, looking good, running the ball. He has his pocket presence. He didn't look like he was playing Call of Duty over the weekend, and he came and got that dub.
He looked good.
They probably put it in his contract that if he wanted to play Call of Duty, he had to win games.
That's his
reward. Yeah, he gets an hour.
I mean, he's probably about as tall as our kids are, to be fair. So
he's actually our height.
But shout out to Murray. He obviously, I don't think he played his best game ever, obviously, but he looked good. He looked good coming off the injury. First game back, 19 for 32, 249 yards, an interception, 6 rushes, 33 yards at a touchdown. He definitely showed he could still run. He 100% showed he could still run. He was a little inaccurate at times. He had some not so great passes. The interception wasn't fully his fault, but it goes on him. But he looked good. He definitely showed he looked good overall for not playing so long. He impressed me 100%.
He distributed the ball to at least 5 receivers.
Trey McBride looked great. Trey McBride had some catches, boy. He had some nice catches. Impressed with him, 9 targets. Rondell Moore had a good game, 5 receptions, 43 yards. Trey McBride, 8 receptions, 131 yards on 9 targets on him. Marquise Brown didn't have a good game. Marquise Brown, I don't know what's going on with him. Run reception, 28 yards,
some
4 targets. He's just so up.
He had 3 drops.
He's very inconsistent.
It was Trey McBride's game though. It was all the tight end.
McBride had a very good game, so shout out to him. On their defensive side of the ball, Kaiser White had 11 tackles. Budda Baker, who's always been good since he came in the league, 10 tackles.
I brought up Budda on our DFS, saying I was taking the Cardinals D.
Budda Baker's always.
They didn't do crap for me, but they didn't kill my game.
Are you their good luck charm? You gotta pick the Cardinals. Is that your?
No. I knew they were gonna win. I picked them to win.
I've always messed this guy's name up since he played at Michigan. BJ Ojulari. I probably butchered that very bad. But he had 8 tackles, 2 sacks.
BJ Ojulari.
Yeah. Dante Sills I've brought him before from West Virginia, 3 tackles. He's proven. I watched him a little bit. He's definitely proven. I like him. Let's move on to my Falcons side real quick. I don't even want to talk about the quarterbacks.
We can. Let's talk about them. They went 12 for 21 between the two of them.
Listen, Henneke
21
had 3 sacks. Now, I want to say our offensive line is not good. They're not playing good at all, so that's not helping our quarterback's cause at all. But neither of them. The one thing I will say about Taylor that I do like that Ritter has to improve on is Henneke makes those vet decisions. When you watch him, he looks like a veteran. You know what I mean? He looks like he has that veteran presence in the pocket. Like
Desmond Ritter had a better QBR.
Yes, QBR. Yeah, I will say Ritter is way more accurate. Ritter is a very accurate quarterback. But his biggest issues, I think, are he's still learning. He's still making
his decision making.
Yes, those rookie mistakes. When you watch Taylor, he looks like a veteran quarterback. He looks like he's been around the block a few times. You know what I mean? So he knows when to run. He goes through his progression. Ritter's still learning that. And people forget Ritter's only in his second season, but this is his first season as a starter. You know what I
He's
mean?
back up.
Yeah, and that's fair. No, that's fair. Like
You said he's a
he
starter, so no,
hasn't
he's the backup.
now he isn't. He should be. He's shown that he's not ready. He's just not ready. Now, like I said, I think he just needs to sit back for. He probably needs to be a
He needs
bench
to be
player for a
behind a
couple years.
good quarterback,
Yes,
though.
I
He
think
can't be behind Taylor Heineke forever.
No,
He needs to
no,
be
no.
behind like you're like somebody like Aaron Rodgers, somebody like not Aaron Rodgers because he's an a-hole, but somebody with
I
that
agree.
like leader mentality
I
that can
wish.
show and that
I
will actually
wish.
teach him and
Mhm.
not be all mad
I
because he's they're on their way out.
I
A
do
lot of
wish.
quarterbacks that are at the end of their career like that
Yeah,
will not show the younger guys how to play.
I wish. He would have got here 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when we still had Matt Ryan. It'd been great to have him sit behind Matt Ryan. I think because I do feel Matt Ryan's that guy who would have taught Desmond Ridder. Because Ryan knew his time was coming. Everybody knew Ryan's time was coming. But I think we waited a little too long to grab a quarterback. But anyways, we finally played Bijan. Thank God. Claps all around for that thing. 22 carries, 95 yards at a touchdown. Who thought that if we actually played Bijan, he would do good? That's so crazy to actually think that. Like, we finally played him, and he did what everybody knew he'd do. He played like a star running back. Bijan is a beast, and he definitely needs to play more like that. Like 22 carries, 95 yards, touchdown. Hello. That's crazy to think.
Those other like there was 41 carries. The other 20, the other 19 should have all went to Algier. They shouldn't have had Cordero, Desmond, and Taylor Heineke running the ball. Like that was just
Heineke and Ritter just because our offensive line is not good, not all the way good.
dump it off to that running back.
No, I do.
They need to learn to dump it off.
I will say I do think we need to maybe not running wise, but we do need to use Patterson more. We paid him money to use him. Patterson he's like Hill over the Saints. He could do so much. You know what I mean? He could kind of do a little bit. He's not great at one thing, but he's good at a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And he's shown that the last 2 years he's been in Atlanta, and this year we just cut him out 100%, which I don't agree with. We could still use him. Use him as that decoy. Use him as that trick play kind of guy. The reverse kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's got long legs, long stride. He's quick, and he can run fast. You know what I mean? Use him as, the reverse player, the flea flicker guy, or just something. Get him in there. And Algier, 9 carries, 31 yards. Algier is a good running back, but Bijan is that guy. Bijan is the top guy. He deserves most of the carries. He's that guy. He's him. And we finally used him, and look what happened. 95 yards and a touchdown. Crazy to think.
It only sucks because next week they're probably not going to do the same thing.
No. And
they always change their
Arthur Smith is on his way out, and everybody sees it. Drake London, 3 for 36. Kyle Pitts, 3 for 30. That sucks. But
Kyle Armpits, yeah.
Drake London is a good receiver. That boy's got some hands. He made one heck of a 360 catch. Kyle Pitts, I think, is good. He just don't get his opportunities in Atlanta. But
he's going to be good somewhere else.
He will be. He's very talented, and we're probably going to eventually lose him. I can't blame him. He just don't get used like he should. But Drake London is a very good receiver. He's big. He's got great hands. He's a good route runner. He's not the fast. He kind of reminds me of Keenan Allen, honestly. He's
like
not
a Cooper Kupp.
Because
Cooper Kupp's not that fast. No,
he's quick.
He's always open. He's always open. He's not the fastest.
No, but he's got that quick cut thing. That quick.
He is a hell of a route runner.
He's a great route runner. And like I said, I don't think he's fast, but Kupp, he's got that shimmy, that quick shift ability. That's it. That's what I like about Kupp. He's got that quick, that first, and then go. You know what I mean? Quick cut, little shimmy, little shimmy his shoulders. But Drake London, he's not the shiftiest guy, but he's big. He's great route runner. He reminds me a lot of a Keenan Allen. Great hands, great route runner, all that stuff.
That man had a nasty catch.
Who?
Keenan Allen.
Oh, yeah? What, against Detroit?
Yes.
All right, well, we could talk about that's coming up, actually, because that game was a lot of offense.
You could talk about, you got the Saints and the Vikings.
But on the defensive side of the ball, real quick, Jesse Bates, he could be the signing of the year. I mean, he's been amazing for us out of Cincinnati. Cincinnati's missing him on defense. AJ Terrell had some good plays. Richard Grant, a lot of tackles. Landman had a great interception, had a sack, so he had a good game. But overall, I don't know what Atlanta is going to do. I think we're probably about to get rid of our coach, and we need to grab a quarterback in this draft. We need to, whether we trade up, we got to do something because we have talent. We have talent on offense and defense. We're missing Grady. That hurts, but we need to trade up and get one of these quarterbacks. I mean, you got Caleb Williams. We're not getting Caleb. We're not going to.
No,
get Caleb.
you can't trade up to get the number
Drake
one.
we might have to, but it's going to be very costly to trade up and get him. I think he's going to like New England or something. So I don't think we're going to get Drake May, but you still got Bo Nix. You still got the dude out of Florida
Bo Nix
State.
would be a really good one.
I'm not that big on Bo Nix.
He's accurate though.
Yeah, but so is Ritter.
Mm.
So you got Bo Nix, you got Penix out of Washington, you got the Florida State quarterback, you got even the Oregon State quarterback. Like,
you guys need Archie Manning.
So, I want to see what he can do at Texas first. He's
in the transfer portal. He's already in the transfer portal.
Is he already in it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
so I know we're a football podcast.
Georgia.
But I know
Archie Manning.
But I'm gonna throw something out. Did you see the brawl with Draymond Green?
Oh my God.
He got suspended for 5 games.
Yeah, because it's Draymond. He's always in something. But good.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's what you do for your team.
5 other people with a brawl. He got suspended 5 games. So
that's what you do when your teammates in a fight. You better
get in there.
You better be ready to choke somebody out.
Like when somebody hits your quarterback. There was a couple of these instances over the weekend where a quarterback got hit a little hard and the person that hit him came up saying something, and then one of the linemen was like, "Nah, you ain't doing this." When you bring that old school, you protect your leader. Like you throw down over your team. You don't just walk away.
Draymond I do think he's a little much at times. I think he has punk tendencies.
He has tendencies.
Tendencies
he's
at
a
times.
punk.
But I will say
when he punched Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole should have got punched. But he will always have Steph Curry's and Clay's back. That is somebody who you want as a friend. I guarantee you Steph and Clay is very thankful for Draymond. Because no matter what, Draymond was there to have their back. If something happened to them, it's like how Dennis Rodman was. You touched MJ, Rodman was coming to smack you.
That was his man.
Charles Oakley for the Knicks and the Bulls. You know what I mean? Like, you said something to the main guy, they were like, oh, no. Got you. As soon as you come that hole, bow, clothesline. Pull your leg down. Haslam for Miami. You know what I mean? I remember talking about Hansborough when he played for the Pacers. He smacked Wade in the face, and Wade got blooded up. Haslam's like, "Oh, okay, watch this." And he told I've watched this interview. He told Spo, "Don't do nothing. Like there's nothing of it to do." So he went out there as soon as Hansborough got the ball, and when Haslam clocked him, dude. You know what I mean? Like you need people on those teams. So you need a player like Draymond sometimes. You need that enforcer role. So he's not the biggest guy, but you better be prepared.
He's big.
If you come at Clay or Steph and you're getting choked out, and that's what happened. And Gobert is soft. But real quick on the Arizona Falcons game before we move on, Murray looked good. Murray looked really good. And then Falcons, we're 4-6. Nothing.
Yep.
Play Bijan. Play that guy 100% of the snaps.
All right, I will mention one thing. Another player that was pretty much we missed over a year and came back and looked completely terrible was Deshaun Watson, and he kind of started getting his footing until he's gone indefinitely.
Yes.
Probably for good. Like I don't see the Browns staying with him. They're gonna eat that $230 million and move on. Like what do you do? He's been injured 3 times this year, and then he just decides he doesn't want to play.
So on that note, he's talking about the great comeback of the Cleveland Browns of Baltimore, which it sucks to be a Browns fan, But shout out to the Browns for that comeback. They were down big, like huge to start the first
Yeah,
quarter, and
14
then
points in the fourth.
they came back. So shout out to them. But on that note, yes, Deshaun Watson he ended up at the end of the game. His stats look good: 20 for 34, 213 yards, a touchdown, interception. But he actually got some notes here. He started the game off 1 for 19, 19 yards and an interception. He looked horrible. Bad throws, bad decisions. He looked garbage. Horrible.
The thing is, with this game, if the Ravens wouldn't have stepped off the gas, they could have walked away with this game.
Mm-hmm.
But after the first quarter, they just slept. They took a nap.
The running game for the Browns looked good. They just, for whatever reason, no matter what their team is, they've always had running backs.
Jerome Ford did really well.
17 for 107. Kareem Hunt 10 for 32, a touchdown. Watson 8 for 37, running for his life. Amari Cooper finally had him a game. 6 receptions, 98 yards. David Njoku came out of nowhere, 6 receptions, 58 yards. And then Elijah Moore finally had a little decent game, 5 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. And then kind of everybody else was there. But Browns' offense starting out looked horrible. Didn't look good at all. And we can talk about the defense all day. Their defense is amazing. Their defense is great. I don't care if Baltimore put up 31 points. Their defense is good. Myles Garrett is a beast. A sack and a half. Should have had 2 of them instead of 1.5. A tackle for a loss. He looked amazing. Zadarius Smith looked good. Jameis Asua Kamara, I butchered that name, of course, had 7 tackles. So offense looked bad.
Jeremiah Owusu Kamara.
Yeah, that name.
Koromoa.
But so Browns defense, they got a great defense, but we've said that all year. And then, as always, their offense has always been in question.
They should have got more tackles, though. They only had 53, which is really low for a game.
You're playing
53 tackles.
You're playing a lot of speed on that offensive side on
ball.
Baltimore.
100%. I was just saying, normally you have, you see in the 70s, 80s for tackles, but I don't know, maybe the second half, I guess the Ravens really didn't have the ball that much, so they didn't need to tackle as many.
So on the Baltimore side, Lamar Jackson.
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith is a dog.
21 total tackles.
Mm-hmm. And my boss at work, he's a Browns fan, and I understand when he talks about Roquan. I kind of understand where he comes from, where he's like, yeah, we got rid of Roquan, but we got 2 or 3 pieces for what we could have paid him. But I'm like, bro, people like Roquan, it's so hard to get rid of him because Roquan is that dude. He's probably a top 3 middle linebacker in the league. Behind dude out in 49ers. Even Bobby Wagner's still up there. But Roquan Smith is that dude out of Georgia. He is he's been so good since he came in the league. I mean, he got paid a lot of money, but I think Chicago should have paid it, honestly. He's that guy. He's a tackling machine. But Lamar, 13 for 23, 223 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. He looked good starting off and then just faded the rest of the game. 41 rushing yards on 8 carries. Keaton Mitchell had his little moment with his touchdown, his big run.
Oh, you're talking about Fred Warner.
Huh?
The linebacker from San Francisco. Fred Warner.
Yes, Fred Warner. I always forget his name, but that guy's the best middle linebacker in the league. That guy is a beast. Very instinctive. Zay Flowers, 5 receptions, 73 yards on 6 targets. Mark Andrews kind of got shut down. 2 receptions, 44 yards. I mean, I don't know if that's shut down for the yards wise, but 4 targets, shut down. Odell finally had a big catch, 40 yards and a touchdown.
1 catch.
I know, but it was a big catch.
He doesn't get targeted, though. That's the thing. He got 2 targets.
Not at all. So,
he's never open, though. He doesn't really run anymore. He just kind of stays with the person he's running with.
His knees are gone. I don't think he has knees for the game.
I was going to say, what knees? He ain't got no knees. He runs straight-legged.
So they definitely need another receiver out there. Zay Flowers is legit. Zay Flowers is going to be good. He put on a lot of weight coming out of college. He was very skinny, but then he put on a lot of weight. He's very good. He's going to have a good career, and he's just part of that group of rookie wide receivers that came in, the Josh Downs, the Tank Dells, and all them. He's going to be very, very good, I think. And him and Lamar is going to have a great career together. But Yeah, what a comeback by Cleveland for real. Shout out to them. Even
Yeah, it
with
was a
the,
good. It was a good game.
I will say I want to give them props with all the Deshaun Watson drama they have had the last 2 years since they got him. They are 6-3. That is a shout out to how good that defense is. For real, they are 6-3 because of that defense. Like their offense has had their moments this year, but that defense is, I mean,
Expect them to lose this week,
you
though.
got 49ers, you got Philadelphia, and then Cleveland's got to be third, right? I mean, you could switch those three teams as 1, 2, and 3. It don't matter who you put
What
as
for
one.
defenses?
Yeah, that's probably top
I
three
would
defenses.
say San Francisco is still number one
You
for
think?
overall. Yeah, I mean they beat Jacksonville 34-3,
Yeah. So,
and you always are
well,
talking highly about Trevor Lawrence,
Jacksonville's
and they.
offense is like Cincinnati's. It's just so
I would take
inconsistent.
Trevor Lawrence over Deshaun Watson
Oh, by far.
and ETN
I
over
watched that
Jerome
game,
Ford.
and I watched that game, and I don't know what happened to Deshaun Watson, but he felt all his skill. I understand he missed a lot of time. I get that, but how far he fell off from what he was in Houston,
Houston,
he
one of
looked,
the top five
bro.
Super Bowl contender. Houston, yeah.
And then how his I don't know, he just fell off. He fell off like Space Jam style. Like somebody took his skills. Geno Smith and Josh Dobbs. Geno Smith took Russell Wilson's skills, and then Josh Dobbs took Deshaun Watson's.
You want to know who they are not? Who do you think they're starting this week?
Oh, they're starting
The rookie.
Yep, out of
They're not starting PJ.
UCLA. Robertson, I think his name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
He looked good in college. He was very good in college, and he had a good preseason. You know what I mean? I mean, he only played one game this year and didn't look good, but preseason was good. But I like him. But yeah, start him over Walker. Let's see what we got in the rookie. We know what we got in PJ Walker. We think we know what we got in Watson. Let's see what the rookie can do. That defense is good enough to win with the rookie at quarterback.
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yes. So shout out to him. Good luck to him. But yeah, shout out to
UCLA.
Cleveland, Baltimore, 7-3, but playoff Lamar showed right there. That is a playoff Lamar stat line right there.
Expect Watson to be out for
Ever.
until midseason next year.
Ever.
He's going to be out for probably a full calendar year.
We can have a full
It's
episode
his
on.
shoulder of his throwing arm.
I think
It's not his opposite.
I don't think he
I
wants
think
to play.
It's $230 million guaranteed.
Like I don't think he
You got
wants to
all
play.
that guaranteed, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to.
No,
Oh,
he
he'd
don't.
rather get massages.
I don't think he don't. I told you in Ohio we got massages and cheesecake.
He's not a cheesecake fan.
Well, he's about to be.
No, he'll
That's
take
all
the
he's
massage.
got time for. But yeah, we gotta have a whole episode on what they could do with Watson. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
Get rid of him.
that's a lot of money.
Eat the 230.
So
Eat the
do you
230.
think? They don't even. Do they have their first round picks yet off that Watson trade?
I think they get their first this year,
So trade up, get a quarterback.
or it might be next year.
I don't know. Either way, they got to figure out what to do with Watson because they got a lot. And I've always said this, I'm about to hop off the Browns train. I've been on the Browns train for the last 6 years since they've been on the sub train. They got so much talent. They've accumulated so much talent and made so many right decisions. And I said, this is the year. If they don't do something this year, I'm off the Browns train because this is probably the most talent they will ever have. They have so much talent on offense and especially defense. They have to do something or they're never going to do anything. And it sucks to be a Browns fan. And that's coming from a Falcons fan. All right. So with that being said, a couple of the other games that happened over the weekend. Colts.
The Houston Texans have their pick.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
The
Texans.
first rounder.
Woo, I'm so excited for the Texans in the next couple of years. The Texans are gonna be fun to watch. If they make the right decision, CJ Stroud stays healthy, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But Texans have a bright future. Let's move on to the couple of other games. A little quick run through. The Colts beat the Patriots to move to 5-5, 10-6. Nothing impressive by both teams. To be honest with you,
There was
Mac
one
Jones
thing that
got
was
benched.
impressive. The Patriots offense.
Belichick's about to get fired.
No, he won't.
No, but
He's got a golden
he
ticket.
should. It's
He's got a
about
golden
time.
ticket.
It's about time. Time has passed him, and he's not.
4 rings.
Yeah, but just like any sport, at some point, the game just passes you by. He's not.
I think he's going to ride it out until he
change,
retires. They're not going to kick him.
No, they won't fire him. They'll give him the option to just say, "Hey, I'm gonna retire," on a respectful note. They just won't outright fire him. But just like any sport, at some point, the game just, if you don't change how you coach and all that, eventually the game will pass you by. And I think that's just what's happening with Belichick.
Your boy Ramondre Stevenson didn't look half bad. He had 88 yards.
So
Jonathan Taylor got his first touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor was very good.
Rushing touchdown.
So, but either way, it was an okay game. But shout out to the Colts moving 5-5.
I didn't wake up till halftime.
I'm sure the rest of them.
I hate these games that are at 8:30 in the morning. It's so dumb. Like, I understand that that's like 1 o'clock at wherever they're at, but just make the game later so everybody can watch it. No American that lives in the North wants to wake up at 7 in the morning on a Sunday to watch football. No.
Fair enough. But, yeah, Patriots going for that one of those top quarterbacks this year, most likely. So.
100%. They have to.
Colts move.
They need to start. They're probably talking about choking the rest of the season away to try to get.
It's rebuild. It's rebuild time. It's time to move on from Tom Brady. Say, hey, it's time to move on from that dynasty we had and start 100% over. It's time for that rebuild.
Get rid of
they're trying
Tom Brady's son.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Mac Jones needs to go somewhere.
They're
mainly to the XFL.
No, don't do that to Mac. Don't do
that to the XFL. Just get rid of him.
I can't stand this guy. He hates the Patriots.
He's not good.
He hates the Patriots.
Yeah, I hate the Patriots and the Cowboys.
I'm a Falcons fan. I should hate them more than anybody.
I don't like the Falcons, but I don't hate them.
So
I hate the Saints because they robbed us out of a Super Bowl. Because they did an onside kick on some stupid.
Well, speaking of the Saints, shout out to Josh Dobbs pulling out another win, 27-19.
Possibly the comeback player of the year, Josh Dobbs.
So
winning with 2 different teams.
Dobbs is showing out this year. Another solid game from him. Look at the box scores real quick.
268 and a touchdown.
Yep, 268 touchdown, sacked 1 time. 8 for 44. Look good. T.J. Hawkinson have a great game. So shout out to Dobbs pulling these wins out. On the Saints side, Jameis Winston finally getting some playing time. I think they need to start.
Shout out to that guy. 100%. He likes to throw the ball. He likes to go long.
Different play style, and I'm telling you, Olave was happy with him. I guarantee you,
100%.
Olave was very happy playing with him. Kamara only had 7 receptions, not 20. So shout out to him.
He was not their leading receiver.
Play style, just different play style than Carr. I think they need to start Winston. So yeah, I just think that. But shout out to Dobbs. Look at that, 7 years in the league, showing out. I love it.
He was 23 for 34. He was accurate. He had a pocket presence. He only got sacked 1 time.
And this is
he's liking that Minnesota offensive line.
Mm-hmm. And this is without Justin Jefferson back. Remember that Justin Jefferson still isn't back. So
boy, let me talk about T.J. Hawkinson. Boy is a beast. 11 for 134 and 1. He had 15 targets. That man was everywhere.
I mean, there's a reason he's a top 5 tight end league and was drafted as a top 3 tight end.
He's up there.
Mm-hmm. Steelers and Packers. Steelers moved to 6-3, which is very surprising, with a 23-19 victory over the Packers. Shout out to Pittsburgh. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't understand it. Kenny Pickett, 126 yards. 126 yards. Jalen Warren had him a game with 101 yards. George Pickens, T.J. Watt's a beast. That defense is good. Jordan Love, I'm still on the fence about Jordan Love.
He has his moments.
I think he just needs more experience. I think he'll be all right, but I think he obviously he's still young. This is his first full season, and he has shown some moments where he has the ability to be a decent quarterback. He ain't no Rodgers or Brett Favre, but I think he'll be all right. He's going to be their quarterback for the next 3-4 years. They're going.
He could be a Eli Manning.
I think he's solid, but obviously he's still showing improvements. That team overall is just not the best.
They need a lot of. They need a
They
lot of
need
pieces.
defense. They need some defense, but shout out to Pittsburgh moving to 6-3 with Kenny.
They suck.
But they're 6-3. So
Oh my God! Yes, but when you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, like you don't look at their record and you think they have a losing record. If you look at just stats, they should be 2-8.
Mm-hmm. But here they are at 6-3. I don't. Shout out to them. I cannot be mad.
They're 4-2 at home.
I know my family's happy. All my uncles.
I hate the Steelers. Yeah, I know. I remember when I was at their house, they had Steelers flags and everything just hanging on their walls.
So shout out to the Steelers being 6-3.
Weirdos.
Then Tampa Bay blows out Tennessee 20-6.
Yeah, we called that. We called that last week.
Shout out to Baker. Baker, I think, is in that running for comeback player of the year. Also, he's having a solid season.
He's all right.
No, you know who's mad about Baker, and I love it. Browns.
Who?
Cleveland. You know
I'm
they
sure.
were salty.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know they were mad, bro.
Yeah, but they didn't ever try with Baker.
I think they did.
The Tampa Bay has a better scheme for Baker.
That too. I think it's that, and then just Cleveland's upper management is just garbage. They've always been horrible upper management, man. There's a curse over Cleveland. But
then you got that guy that the Colts could have picked up, Will Levis. He's not looking bad for what he's given.
No, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. You know what I mean? But they're letting him throw it. They're giving this is right here. Let's see what you got. And he threw the ball 39 times. He went 19 for 39. But here you go. Let's see what you got. And I love it.
They held Derrick Henry to 24 yards with an 8-yard as a long. He is on his way out. He's old.
He's old. He's used up, and it sucks, man, because it's like
he had one reception for -4 yards.
It sucks because I feel bad for running backs because
he's an animal. They get used so quickly,
and you know what I mean. They get spam. Zeke's another good example. You know they spam, and it's like, all right, dump them, next one, and it sucks. I feel so bad for running backs. Running backs are. That's
why most running backs don't leave their rookie contract. Mm-hmm. Like they get their 5 years and then it's.
But I mean, you get that outlier every once in a while. Look at
Christian McCaffrey.
Taylor,
that's the
Jonathan
one.
Taylor.
JT's only third year in this league, fourth year.
So I think he'll get another contract. Oh, he did.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Wasn't
so did Saquon.
Saquon, I think, is an outlier. I think Bijan's going to be an outlier. I think Bijan's very good.
ETN will be an outlier. It's the smaller guys. It's the quick guys that don't take a lot of, like. Gus Edwards, he's so big. He wants to run through people. You have your which one was the one from Seattle? The one that was like in the league for like 5 years.
Oh, Carson?
No.
Chris Carson?
No, the one that does commercials and stuff.
You're not talking about Marshawn.
Yeah.
Marshawn was in the league for a while.
But he wasn't in that long.
He had like an 11-year career. He got drafted by Buffalo. He was good in Buffalo, but you know what I mean. He didn't. You know, he's cool in Buffalo.
I guess he was. I thought he wasn't.
He had 10,000 yards. I'm pretty sure, or right under 10,000. You're about to eat some crow on this one, sir.
I am.
Marshawn was that dude. Like, there's talk of him being Hall of Famer. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but you definitely can discuss him being a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I eat my words. I lied.
Yeah, don't do Marshawn like that.
He did have, but he only had 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6 seasons where he was there. For most of the season. For his last like 5 seasons, he was only in like he had a lot of injuries. That's
he was
why
definitely
he walked out.
But
that play style, that doesn't last long.
Not nowadays. No, not nowadays. People are just so fast and so big nowadays. It's just you can't take the hits like you used to. But to move on, shout out to Tampa Bay, shout out to Baker. Both teams aren't going to do nothing at all. So, but shout out to
about the San Francisco 49ers and the Jags.
Let's talk about them real quick. 49ers slump Jacksonville.
Brock Purdy, he's back, baby.
I wouldn't call him back, but He's got.
Why he went 19 for 26 for 296 and 3.
He
That boy
is-
is back.
He's a good.
He went against the
quarterback,
Jacksonville's defense, who
but,
is good.
bro, he's good, but is it him or is it the team around him? That
Does
team
it matter?
is so yes.
Does it matter?
Dude, that team is so stacked on offense and defense.
And defense.
We can go out there and do something like that.
I mean,
Like that team is so stacked. I'm not saying we're no NFL quarterbacks, but Jesus, anybody could go. Sam Darnold went 1 for 2. He even completed a pass. Like, bro, that team is so stacked. Like, it's
You know who wasn't a big part of the San Francisco's defense this week, which is probably going to change next week? Chase Young.
Yeah, they still going to get him back. There's no reason to play him right now. They don't.
No, he's learning.
Let him get accumulated with acclimated with the playbook and stuff.
He doesn't need it. All he needs to do is go for the quarterback.
But
hit both sides of the ball. Bosa and in the playbook, literally it should be 2 pages. Chase Young, go for quarterback. Nick Bosa, go for quarterback. That's it.
yes,
Like that's all you need for them to.
so talented.
Just put pressure on the quarterback. The quarterback is not going to be good. Saying as the fact that Trevor Lawrence is a really good quarterback.
You know who had a bad game? You know who had bad game? For San Francisco. You know who had a bad game? Who didn't get a touchdown?
But he was
McCaffrey.
good.
No.
He was good though.
No.
He's 16 for 95 and
Garbage.
6 for 47.
Hey, no touchdowns. Garbage.
I know he tied
17
the record.
straight, and then no
18.
touchdown. Garbage.
18 straight.
He had a down game.
He tied for the record.
Christian McCaffrey, you had a down game.
Did you watch the very end of that game? The last 5 plays, like they just kept trying to get him that touchdown.
No,
like he took the ball 5 times in a row to get the touchdown.
If anything, that's a shout out to how good Christian McCaffrey is. If this is considered a down game because you didn't get a touchdown and you
he
had
still
stats
got like
that,
30 points.
No, Christian McCaffrey
for
is
fantasy.
up, but
He is
down game.
the
Horrible.
best running
Trade
back.
Trade him.
Yeah, I'll give you. You want him? You can have him.
Trade him.
I need 6 first-round picks. I just need all of your picks. I'll give you Christian McCaffrey for every one of your sleeper picks. Every one of them.
Nobody will take him. I'm literally trying
everybody
to
will
get rid
take
of
him.
them. I'm trying to get rid of all my picks and nobody.
I know
wants them.
you.
I'm trying.
I'm
I've
glad
literally
I
offered
didn't.
all my
Because you
picks
see
to
how
multiple people.
bad I am sitting against you
I've
this
literally
week.
offered
Could you imagine if I gave you Jamar Chase?
You're still looking bad.
Yeah, but I would be worse.
Anyways,
We don't have to talk much about this game. Jacksonville was bad.
Trevor Lawrence, 185
Christian
yards,
Kirk
2
looked
interceptions,
good.
sack,
Calvin
5
Ridley
times.
looked like a bum.
They to move on faster. They need offensive line. Jacksonville needs offensive line.
Yeah, but what's to say is it's not as much of the offensive line on Jacksonville's side. San Francisco is just a really, really good team on both sides of the ball. Yeah, they're 6-3. They could be 8-1. They could.
A very good team.
They are an incredible team. You
You
can't win them all. It's anybody's day.
In the NFC, it's Philadelphia and 49ers. I mean, there's maybe Detroit.
That's
Detroit has an
Detroit's
argument.
up there,
Detroit's up there,
but they will they're still too young.
This is the
Detroit's
49ers.
too young.
This is 49ers of Philadelphia, and then here's like Detroit, the Vikings, everybody else. Like, speaking of Detroit and Chargers and that high, ridiculous scoring game.
We're talking about the running backs.
41-38. Detroit 7-2. Chargers 4-5. I don't know what the Chargers are doing.
Nobody expected the Chargers to be 4-5. The Colts have a better record than the Chargers,
which is crazy. They've spent so much money, and I don't understand it. Keenan Allen had him a game.
He
the
looked
two top receivers on both teams. Both receivers on the top two teams, and it showed that this is why they're the top receivers on their team. Amon Brown.
You tried to get him too. I saw that.
St. Brown.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm trying to get receiver, but I mean, I'll be fine with Jefferson's comebacks. But St. Brown.
You're 7-3. You're fine.
Know, but I need help. St. Brown. 8 receptions, 156 yards, a touchdown. Keenan Allen, 11 receptions, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen is so underrated. He's been so underrated for his career and what he's done for the Chargers. I love watching Keenan Allen play. play.
Detroit and Miami have the best running backs in the league. In like the way they run.
I think
David
Atlanta could
Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think
No,
Atlanta
I'm
could
talking
give that
about
run.
on paper with what they've actually done.
That's fair. They do use them better.
David Montgomery, 12 carries, 116 yards.
Shout out to him coming back and just
coming
taking
back
over.
off injury.
And then Gibbs
Jahmyr Gibbs, 14 for 77 and 2. Holy
Both
cow.
yes.
If I say anything, Detroit knows how to run the ball. When they picked up Jahmyr Gibbs, everybody thought it was a joke. They took Jahmyr Gibbs, first round, 9th pick. Everybody's like, why? They're like, he's that guy. And he has proved to be an
everybody
incredible.
was talking about Montgomery's contract, why they did it and got rid of Swift. Montgomery's that guy. And he was that guy in Chicago.
He was that guy in Chicago, too. Him and Khalil Herbert
I used to draft him
were
all the time.
great.
Every draft, I'd take Montgomery. You know what I mean? So shout out to them, too. Before we get to the quarterbacks real quick, the defenses, Derwin James, as always, I love watching Derwin James. I said that last episode. That dude can hit. I love watching Derwin James. He's that old school, knock your head off safety like Brian Dawkins used to be. I love it. 13 tackles. Khalil Mack, quiet game. 4 tackles.
He had a tackle for loss. And a QB hit.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Oh, I did see it. There you go. Yep, you are correct. Detroit's defensive side of the ball. Brian Branch, the rookie. 4
Anzalone.
tackles.
Anzalone. It's
9
Anzalone.
tackles. Tracy Walker, 6 tackles. Cameron Sutton, a tackle for loss. So nothing crazy impressive over there besides maybe Derwin James, 13 tackles. That's a lot of tackles.
Or the Kirby Joseph interception.
Yeah, so nothing crazy impressive. I mean, it really wasn't a defensive game, obviously, being 41-38. It was all offense. The quarterbacks.
Justin Herbert
both
was
quarterbacks,
on fire, bro.
I mean, Goff.
We talked about this last week. Justin Herbert has not looked good. He has his moments where he shows that he can be that top 5 QB.
And then the next
And then
week.
he's just nothing. And the last week, he was garbage. This week, how about I throw 4 touchdowns? 2 of them to Keenan Allen.
27, 43, and 23 yards and 4 touchdowns. He had an interception. Goff.
It don't matter.
Shout out to Goff, though. A lot of people doubted Goff early in his career, but Goff has shown he's a legit quarterback.
Rams are probably ripping the fact that they gave him away.
And they got a Super Bowl
they took
out
Matthew
of it.
Stafford. They did get a Super Bowl, but they could. I mean, they realistically could have got the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
I don't know.
Realistically, they could have.
Stafford still better than Goff. Talent,
But Goff is way younger. He has
That is
way
true.
more ability to, like, they took
different places.
Matthew Stafford for 3 years.
Different play system
4.
too. I think Stafford's style of play. I don't think you want Goff throwing 50 times. You want Stafford throwing 50 times because Stafford can maybe not so much anymore, but it's just a different style quarterback. Goff is kind of the guy you want about 30 passes. Cool.
That's why it's good that they have the running backs they got.
So it's a different play style, and you know what I mean. Maybe I don't think Rams really get a Super Bowl with Goff. I think they need to make that big move. Goff was still young, also different leadership styles too. You know, maybe the Rams needed that veteran leadership which Stafford had. Goff was still learning. You know what I mean? And then he got traded, and now he hit that peak. You know what I mean? He's at that point where he is that veteran leader now. So, but either way.
All right, let's talk about my quarterbacks.
Shout out to Detroit.
Talk about my 2 quarterbacks. Tommy DeVito and Dak Prescott.
Shout out to
Dallas
Dak.
Cowboys and New York Giants.
Shout out to how bad the Giants are and how Dak just showed him how
I
bad.
need Tommy DeVito to do what he did against Dallas to what he has to do to Washington. I need him to get 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's all I need.
Giants are horrible.
That'll give him more points
Giants
than
are
what Gardner Minshew got me against the Patriots.
That Giants offense is so bad. Saquon.
How
Saquon's
bad are
good,
they?
But they are probably the worst offense in the league, to be honest with you. Even with Danny Dimes and his $40 million contract, they are bad. Danny Dimes.
Who is that?
Jones. Daniel, I tore my
He's
ACL.
gone forever.
Jones.
Yeah.
But he got
Daniel,
paid.
fastest quarterback in the league, Jones. Runs 23.5 miles per hour, Jones.
That's right.
for
That's right.
7 games.
But yeah, they're just bad. I don't even want to talk about this game too much. I want to give props to Dak throwing 4 touchdowns. I know you don't like him, but you gotta give him a little bit of props.
I picked him up. I had to.
So
He was on waivers. There was no reason. I did let me speak this for a fact. I do not like the Cowboys. I do not like Dak Prescott. But as a fantasy manager, I cannot sit there and leave someone who can throw for 500 yards on waivers. I don't care if he's on my bench. If he can put up 404 yards, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, I'm going to pick that guy up. I don't care if I don't like him. It's the fact that he could win you a championship just out of the blue.
And shout out to
Brandon. He could have had 500 yards, but they brought Cooper Rush in for the last 2 series.
And he had 68. He went 79, 7 for 9, 68 yards. He had an interception. But, yeah, Giants are just awful. Brandon Cooks had a huge game, 173 yards, a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had him another game, 150
Michael Gallup.
Touchdown. Michael Gallup even had 70 yards. I think it's just more a testament. Dallas is good. Dallas is good, obviously, but this is just a testament to how bad and how dysfunctional the Giants are right now. They're just, I don't know, they are done for the year. Just choke, just get rid of the season and go get something. I don't know what they're going to go for. They need help everywhere on offense. They need receivers. They need offensive line. They need a quarterback. But they can't. They're not going to go for a quarterback. You invested way
They only put $40 million into Danny.
Yeah, that's
not $230.
But they can't.
They will.
That would have meant you were just.
That's New York money. Franchise. That is New York money, though.
But if you do that,
that's everybody. Look at the Browns.
Yeah, but they've stuck with it. You gotta do it.
They've
at least stuck 2 years.
2 years.
They said
the first year he didn't even get to play.
Well, he ain't gonna play this year either.
Yeah, so that's 2 years. They're just done.
But that's the Browns thing to do.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys looking hot. They're moving up. They're 4-0 at home. The Giants, like you said, they just need to. They're an XFL team in the NFL right now.
What? All right, so you got Seattle and Commanders. Seattle moving 6-3, winning 29-26.
This game was a good game to actually watch. Yeah, I really thought Washington was going to win this game.
Sam
Howell looks good.
I'm more impressed with him than Geno. We've kind of seen what Geno is doing these last 2 seasons. Shout out to him.
Geno threw 47 times. Jesus.
Shout out to Geno. But Sam Howell, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns against a solid Seattle defense.
Hey, they're finally running your running back too, Zach Charbonnet, the rookie. He got 6 carries for 44 yards. He actually looked really good on his 6 carries.
And he is good, but it's still Kenneth Walker's team. It's going to be Kenneth Walker's team. But I'm glad they played him. DK, you said you picked on DK. It's 98 yards.
He didn't look bad.
Tyler Lockett having him a game, 92 yards. Even Jackson.
And a touchdown.
Jackson even had some catches, 4 for 53.
Yeah, JSN, he really needs to he needs to be incorporated in this Seattle offense. He's too good coming from
they got 3
he came from Alabama, right? Or no, Ohio State. He came from Ohio State. He's
they were talking about him being better
he is supposed to be better
than Olave and Wilson. So Brian Robinson over in Washington, 6 for 119 and a touchdown. Good game for him.
Yeah, he didn't even look that good on the ground. It was all in the air.
But then defenses, Bobby Wagner, as always, 10 tackles. He's good for 10 tackles every game. Devin Witherspoon, on that rookie radar, 5 tackles. He's had a good side this year. Jamin Davis and Cameron Curl, 11 tackles, 10 tackles, 2 for a loss. Overall, a solid game. Both teams look solid, but I want to give props to Sam Howell out of everybody. 3 touchdowns. He could be a franchise quarterback. He's had a solid year this year.
He's good.
He's had a very solid year this year. He's not a rookie, is he? Let me see.
Yeah, Sam Howell's a rookie.
Yeah, so okay. That's what
he was picked up this year.
I just want to make sure before I said it. But
he could be on title for rookie of the year as well.
But
him and CJ Stroud, because he has. It depends on who has the better record at the end of the year. Now, it's going to come down to record because they both have been had really good games.
You're talking about Stroud's running away with rookie of the year. Like Stroud is. he's like 19 touchdowns to 1 interception or something like that, something crazy like that. He's running away with rookie year. But the Sam Howell thing, is that more testament to Eric Bellamy, who came from Kansas City to be offensive coordinator over there, or is it testament to his actual talent? So I think Eric Bellamy, I think that's how you say his last name. I could be wrong with that, but I hope he gets out. He needs a head coaching job. I hope Atlanta goes for him. I would love him in Atlanta, bro. That would turn Ritter around, I think. I think Ritter would thrive under him because look what Patrick Mahomes did with him. Look what Sam Howell's doing with him. He's legit, and I hope we get him. I wanted him 2 years ago, but we went with Arthur Smith instead. So, shout out to Seattle, moving up to 6-3, fighting for that division out there. Move on to Monday night. No, that's Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yeah,
Sunday night.
Jets and Raiders. Who cares? Personally, Raiders win it 16-12. Not really impressed by either team. Josh Jacobs finally had a good game, 27 for 116. Aiden O'Connell, 153, touchdown interception. That should be his job for the rest of the year. Jimmy G should be done there. Devontae Adams, 6 for 86.
Josh Jacobs looks really good.
Josh Jacobs looks good. But, I mean, it's Josh Jacobs. He should look good. Zach Wilson, not a good quarterback, I don't think. I mean, he had 263 yards and an interception. But he's not their franchise quarterback. He's not their guy. He's shown that.
He threw the interception at the very end of the game. They had the chance to win the game, and he threw it at the end.
He choked it. But
always.
I think that's just – I don't think he's going to be – he's not their franchise – he's not a franchise quarterback, I don't think. I think but it's not his fault. I think the Jets are just a crap organization, and that's back what we talked about with players getting drafted to crap organizations. Breece Hall had not a great game, which is surprising. He's that guy. 13 for 28 rushing yards, then 3 for 47.
Breece Hall got locked down. Garrett Wilson looked good, and so did Tyler Conklin.
93. Conklin 7 for 70.
But Breece Hall did have 3 receptions for 47 yards, so that did help him.
So shout out to him. Shout out to your boy Michael Mayer getting his first career touchdown. 3 for 19 and a touchdown. Good on him getting his first career one. But nobody else really impressed.
It's a start.
Then the defenses, Jets have a great defense. Raiders are the Raiders. Spillane had 7 tackles and a sack. C.J. Mosley, 14 tackles. Sauce Gardner had 5 tackles. But overall, it's the Raiders and Jets. Nobody cares. Raiders, and both teams, unless Rodgers comes back, Jets aren't going nowhere. And then Raiders, it's the Raiders. Nobody cares about the Raiders. They're a garbage organization. All right, now Sunday night. So, some good games. Look at the standings real quick. Let's go by conference. Chiefs and Baltimore are top. I think Chiefs are still got to be the favorite in the AFC. Again, like everybody knows, they've been my favorite to win the Super Bowl the last 6 years. I pick them every year. I don't know if they win it this year because they have no receivers out there that could catch the freaking ball outside Kelsey, but it's the Chiefs.
Rushy Rice.
I do like Rice, but he's a rookie. You know what I mean? So he's got his growing pains. But Mahomes is built different. Mahomes is the best player in the league, I think. Mahomes is that guy. So Baltimore being number 2 in the conference. Let's actually go by divisions real quick. Miami 6-3, Buffalo 5-5, and Jets 4-5. In the AFC, New England's done. I think the Jets, unless Rodgers comes back, they're done. Buffalo is so confusing. They have such talent, but they just keep losing these games they should win. Miami, same with them. They
lost to the Jets. They've lost to the Broncos now.
Yeah, they lose games they should win, and then and you can't do that. You can't. They're 5-5. They were supposed to be way better than that. Miami 6-3. I've seen something where they just don't beat the good teams. They beat the bad teams and then lose to the good teams. So who knows? I don't think anybody in that division is making any noise in the playoffs. Maybe Miami, just based they have so much speed on offense. Their defense is Their defense is cool, nothing impressive, even with Ramsey. But Miami, I think, takes that division still. The AFC North, that is a fun division right now. Baltimore 7-3, Pittsburgh 6-3, Cleveland 6-3 based on defense, and Bengals 5-4. Even with the Bengals struggles, that is a real good division. That division has played great this year, all of them. So I think Baltimore is still the top team in there, but I mean every team is right there. So Browns figure out their quarterback situation. Then your division, AFC South, Titans.
They're pretty up there too, other than the
South?
Titans.
Yeah, Titans
Yeah.
are done, I think.
I mean,
They're
that's
testing
what I'm
what they
saying.
got.
Like you got the Colts and Texans both like 5-4, 5-5, and then the Jacksonville is 6-3.
The problem with the Colts though is the quarterback situation. Gardner's cool, but he's not gonna win you a playoff game, I don't think.
He could with Jonathan Taylor.
He could get you one win. I'll give him that. I do like Gardner. There's a reason I drafted him in fantasy, but
give him to me.
Yeah, basically. But he could get you one win, but he's not gonna win you no Super Bowl. Houston, same thing. They're just young, so even if they do make the playoffs, I don't think they go anywhere just because they're young. The playoffs are different than regular season. Jacksonville though, just I don't know. They're confusing at times, but they got talent. But I don't see them beating
anybody good.
Kansas City. AFC West is Denver. Denver's on a streak. They won 3 straight, but defense is not good.
They suck.
The defense is horrible. The Chargers, same thing as Denver. Their defense is horrible. Their passing defense is bad. Rushing defense isn't that bad. Raiders are somehow 5-5. Even with all the drama they've had, they're 5-5. They've scored 172 points and they've gave up 205, but they're 5-5. Which I do not understand at all. Same with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 6-3, but they've scored 156, but gave up 182. How does that even make any sense? That math is.
Look at the Broncos one.
I know, 196 to 248. That's horrible. But they won 3 straight. Shout out to them. Then you got Kansas City, who's running away. The only team really, I don't know who's really competition for Kansas City, just based off because we've seen what Lamar does in the playoffs.
Eagles.
I'm talking about in the AFC.
Somebody in the different division
AFC right now. Josh Allen don't.
Strictly AFC. The Colts. Colts are Kansas City kryptonite. Hey, I'm just saying. They Kansas and the Bengals.
Joe Burrow, yes, but they got to make.
Joe Burrow always finds a way to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, but you got to get to the playoffs first. So
I see them like even if they only get in with a wild card.
I mean, they got to take out Cleveland, Pittsburgh, or Baltimore. One of those teams are going to have to drop out.
2 of those teams are really bad for what their record is. Cleveland is not that team, and neither is Pittsburgh.
Cleveland's got
Cleveland has a good defense. Their offense sucks.
Hey, but Pittsburgh is 6-3, whether you like it or not. They win games.
Offense sucks too.
They win. They win though.
Then pick up Kenny Pickett and start him.
I didn't say it was good. I said they win. That's all I said.
Yeah, barely.
But
they win because other teams think it's going to be a walk in the park, and then they just some reason lose.
Overall, the only team you could say probably is Baltimore, and then they choke every playoffs. So Kansas City has to be. Super Bowl win. Kansas City's like up here, and everybody else is below them in the AFC. On the NFC side, the NFC East is interesting between Dallas and Philly. Philadelphia is running away with the division, but Dallas, if they have a one
you got
day,
static again.
Oh, well, that's what they get right now. Remixed. But Giants are done. Washington's just seeing what they got with Sam Howell. But they're not gonna make a playoff run. But they have a bright future at certain positions. Dallas, it just depends on what Dak you're gonna get. Either the good Dak that scores 4 touchdowns or the Dak that throws 4 interceptions. You never know what you're gonna get. And then Philadelphia is running away with it. Philadelphia is so good. NFC North, Chicago, don't know. Green Bay is not making the playoffs. Minnesota, they're interesting, man. Their defense is bad, but their offense is good. And then you got Detroit at 7-2. That's going to be interesting. I could see them both making the playoffs and then them playing each other. That would be a fun game to watch. I think Detroit wins that game if they make the playoffs, both of them. They play each other. But it's fun. And Detroit, shout out to them, 7-2. It's been a long time since Detroit's been a team. And then then the best division out there, the NFC South.
Don't lie to yourself. Oh, we're talking about the 49ers. Okay, got it, yeah.
No, NFC
Fair.
South. The 1-8 Carolina Panthers, the 4-6 Falcons, the 4-5 Tampa Bay, and then leading the division at a solid 5-5, the Saints. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that.
You guys' division is awkwardly bad.
Carolina obviously not making the playoffs. I think
Yeah, the 3 of the 4 are not making the, but 4 of the 4 are not making the playoffs. Literally, they're gonna give your divisional spot to a different division because that's how
right.
bad
You
your
got
guys' teams are.
Philadelphia, Dallas, you got Detroit, Minnesota. Then you're gonna have 49ers and probably Seattle. So that's 2, 4, 6, and then our division winner. So fair enough. So let's move on. I mean, NFC West isn't crazy impressive either, outside of San Francisco and Seattle. Rams, I don't think. make the
Seattle
playoffs.
is actually
Arizona.
like they have more points against than they do points for. Tell me how that works.
200 and 201. Hey, they win though.
And they're 6-3.
They're winning. That's all that matters. Then
Yeah.
49ers are
Arizona
6-3.
with a -87 differential at 2-8.
49ers, a surprising 6-3. Like they should have a better record than that. That is that's a surprising record.
Their
Don't let that
differential's
record fool people.
109.
Don't let that record fool people, man. Even though Shanahan is a choke artist in the playoffs, being a Falcons fan, they got a squad, man. They have a team, but Shanahan as a coach, he chokes every time he gets to the playoffs. With the 49ers and Atlanta, they choke every time. His teams, for whatever reason, they choke in the playoffs every year, no matter how good the teams are. So,
Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to go check out the episode on Spotify or wherever you're watching it.
So overall,
hit that little bell.
So right now I got Kansas City, and you gotta put Philadelphia. No disrespect to the 49ers, but right now it's gotta be Kansas City and Philadelphia as the top 2 teams in each division. That's how I look at it. I mean, you agree, disagree real quick before we get out of here?
I could.
I mean, no.
Oh, are we talking about? I mean, if we're talking about just record, yeah. I mean,
even.
But if we're talking about
like
who do I think the best 2 teams, I would still say San Francisco.
Or Philadelphia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Even taking away the record.
Just
just taking away the record.
Even with that,
Just taking away who they are and what they've done this year.
I still gotta give it to Philadelphia.
I mean,
Philadelphia's defense is right there on par with 49ers. And I think
defense-wise, not even close.
I think based on quarterback situation, I think Philadelphia's offense is better than 49ers.
I think if Jalen Hurts decides to give the ball to more receivers than just A.J. Brown.
I mean, why? I mean,
why not?
Know. Spam him. If Atlanta,
but yeah, no, I would say San Francisco and Kansas City. Like if you could let me pick 4, it would be probably Kansas City, the Dolphins, San Francisco, and the Eagles.
I'll take Baltimore over Miami. I'll take Baltimore.
You said Baltimore over Miami?
Yep.
No.
Baltimore's defense is by far better than Miami's.
I like Miami's offense better.
Overall, yes, but I think the defense is the difference. Baltimore's defense is by far a lot better than Miami's.
Colts beat
100%.
the Ravens.
All right, and the Texans beat the Bengals.
We also said the Texans are actually a good team this year.
I said they're a solid team.
You didn't say the Colts are a good team.
I said that they're better than expected. Colts have talent.
The Colts are doing better than they expected, and they beat the Ravens.
Colts have talent. Their biggest issue is just a quarterback situation.
Yeah, they have more talent than the Falcons.
All right, we can have a debate about that one day.
Not today.
Atlanta has a lot of talent. Our biggest issue is
we have ran out of time.
Yes. All Again, thank you for watching. It was a good episode, a lot of information in that one. Again, thank you for all the support you guys have shown. Like, subscribe. All the social medias will be down below in the description. And as always, like, subscribe, and as you see in the corner, it's still a little backwards. Fourth and short. We love y'all. We're out. Peace.